Wow, I guarantee we are going to be seeing more and more of this guy's films in the future. Well done. I remember Ian McKinley from Final Destination 3 making a pretty accurate point about the inequality of life and death at the funeral of two classmates of his that were burnt alive in a tanning booth freak accident. He noted that serial killers, prominent terrorist leaders, politicians, and other evildoers still live to an old age, while those two innocent girls didn't even live to see their 18th birthdays. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the world is an upside down and rotten place where evil triumphs over good in a myriad of ways. And the natural response of a logical person is to be angry at these grand injustices that we feel powerless over. Hollywood many times over has preached to us the hazards of fury and the benefits of empathy and understanding. However, the latter's easier said than done, right? Brian Tellerico, contributing to the late Roger Ebert's website, asserts that furious outcries at injustice must be made in order for empathy and understanding to emerge, noting that raw emotion is a conduit to a better understanding of how the world works, and I think that's what Three Billboards is all about. So Mildred Hayes is a divorced single mother who is a rather difficult person to be around. Through no fault of her own though. 7 months have elapsed since her teenage daughter Angela was brutally beaten, raped, and burned alive with 0 arrests made by the Ebbing PD. Taking matters into her own hands, Mildred rents out 3 unused billboards outside her town and plasters them with a controversial message aimed at Ebbing's respected police chief, Bill Willoughby, questioning his competence. And the battle's only aggravated when Willoughby's violent, racist deputy, Jason Dixon, gets involved. I believe a screenwriting Oscar is in order for writer-director Martin McDonaugh. His impeccably penned script laden with insightful dialogue centers in on his characters' perspectives on life, with their convictions and personalities being molded by the environment that they grew up in. Three Billboards is a tale of bereavement, culpability, and redemption that is astutely articulated within the framework of a depressingly comical world that is delineated by hopelessness, police brutality, poverty, and moral hypocrisy coming from all sides. The film's thematic linchpin is grief and its influence on the human train of thought. Loss fuels the main characters' ideologies and the actions they undertake, whether it's for character development or advancement of the plot. I bet if you were in Mildred's situation, the overwhelming grief will provide you with a newfound pessimistic outlook on things. Now, I personally believe that pessimists actually possess more accurate perceptions. Mildred's tirades are factual and are most certainly justified when she has to deal with bigoted, hot-headed cops like Dixon who are more interested in brutalizing ethnic minorities and giving her a hard time rather than finding the perpetrator. With all that being said, Three Billboards passionately refuses to be a boring, hackneyed, and monochromatic indictment of crooked law enforcers. Chief Willoughby's interactions with Mildred reveal him to be quite a reasonable person with valid reasons as to why no suspects are in custody, and scenes of his family life depict him as a loving husband and father, a human being who is trying to cope with the crushing pressure of his job and distraught by another problem of his, which I shan't be divulging. Three Billboards, in turn, is as much a condemnation of police incompetence as it is an acknowledgement of their difficult jobs, especially when it comes to murder cases. Three Billboards also has some anarchist undercurrents. We strangely find ourselves vigorously rooting for Mildred, even though some of her actions are impetuous, sympathy-draining, and bound to beget all sorts of negative repercussions onto herself and her family. Moreover, I believe that this film implies that certain sets of laws and questionable protocols serve as a barrier to true justice, even when the police are doing their job to the best of their abilities. Three Billboards somewhat lionizes the idea of taking matters into your own hands, as it's shown in the film to be a very effective method of getting things done. But at the same time, the ambiguous ending encourages viewers to question how far they're truly willing to go in that regard. Clever work, Mr. McDonaugh. I like that. The cast, of course, is outstanding and worthy of a standing ovation as they lit the fuse of Martin McDonough's dynamite script. Frances McDormand puts on a phenomenal powerhouse of a performance that just might earn her another coveted Oscar. With McDormand's commanding screen presence and sheer sincerity behind those eyes, she valiantly defies the audiences to love her character in spite of all her shortcomings. The result is a resounding success because what we end up seeing is an indomitable spirit with vulnerabilities just like everybody else. Sam Rockwell's superb performance as the dim-witted mama's boy Deputy Dixon is further proof of his versatility and aptitude as an actor. Woody Harrelson knocks it out of the park as Chief Willoughby, playing a hard-ass with a hefty dose of sadness. And Lucas Hedges as Mildred's son Robbie is fantastic. He plays his role with grace, signaling to the viewers the hardship of dealing with his mother. So in the end, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a thoroughly complex, relevant, superbly written, and phenomenally acted masterpiece that easily ranks in the top tier of 2017's best films. It fortifies the radical belief that my limited time on this earth is just incomplete without films. Whatever your schedule, please make the time for a trip to the cinema to see exactly what I mean. Martin McDonaugh, take a bow. You've earned it. So I'm gonna give 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri my second perfect 10 of the year. So these are my thoughts on 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. What did you think of the film? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like what I do, give me a like, hit that big subscribe button, stay tuned, and I will see you on the next one.